This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Do we, Cindy, did I put on the agenda to review the minutes?
I don't know. I think you did, just because you put it on for the next meeting to review the minutes of tonight. So.
Yeah, but perhaps we can just move to the task at hand tonight.
It's up to you.
Since
It's entirely up to you.
I recommend, how do we do this? I recommend passing over everything except further discussion on what has taken place tonight. Very good.
I support that.
So, let's solve the problem that you brought up.
Well, I think, you're part of what they're doing. I think that's our job. I mean, if you look at our coverage, is to inform the public. And I think we just need to modify, or not add to what we're doing, and just stress this is a conceptual plan, and it could go somewhere else. And then that solves the dilemma that I try to point out.
Okay.
So it just adds one more step to what we have to do for a public education process.
Great, okay. So not insurmountable by any means. We just have to change strategy a little bit.
Our presentation.
Is the committee in agreement with the direction that the select board just took? And that we will put off all voting on the public safety building until special town meeting?
Well,
Where the articles?
Yeah.
So we are being taped, and that was executive session. To what extent can we say what the select board just did? Okay, so I think what I got from it, that what could be announced is that we have a plan for informing the public and for what would be on the town meeting warrant for annual town meeting in order to get the best situation for the public, which would be to talk about the acquisition of land and then allow more time for informing everybody and engaging the public in what is needed for a public safety building. That's the big time takeaway after the discussion. We aren't going to be able to talk about price or anything. That was all in executive session. Is that your takeaway from generally what occurred tonight?
Yeah, certainly can't talk about price.
Right.
But I think we have to discuss the withdrawal of the articles, right?
Yes.
Right.
Because we had previously talked about what the articles would be in this meeting, in previous meetings, in open meeting. So now...
So I think maybe we should vote on the withdrawal of the
Yeah,
articles,
that's what
right?
I thought I was addressing,
Yeah,
but
okay.
maybe I wasn't doing it clearly.
So you need a motion?
So,
Do you want to have discussion about it first?
sure, that's what
Yeah.
that's where I
Yes,
thought I
okay,
was
yeah,
going.
Yeah. What are your
kind of-
thoughts about, I mean, I kind of came quick, and obviously I brought it up last minute yesterday.
Now, is this about the articles? Or
This is about the articles,
about what you said?
About delaying.
Delaying the articles and
Okay. I'm still kind of confused about the whole process. I understand from that you're going to talk about, ask the town about the property in May, right?
yes.
The select board.
So, we're,
In our articles, we're going to forget those, right?
that would be, that's the discussion we're having now, to
Right.
To formally
I'm
vote
just
to
trying
withdraw.
figure out, this is how it's, what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take our articles out, they're going to look into the property.
based on the discussion that occurred in executive session.
Right.
Do we
Now-
decide to withdraw our
What
articles?
I'm wondering about is what happens after for us. do we do a special town meeting in September? Do we go for the whole nut?
I would say, my opinion is yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yes.
That's how I'm.
Yes.
But, sometimes it sounded like they were saying, well, we won't do that, we'll push that off. And I'm thinking, well, how far are we gonna push things off? They're saying, maybe we can get to the town meeting, maybe we can't make it by the time limits. So that's where my confusion comes in. I was thinking that we go for the special town meeting and then in November, it would go to the town vote
Yes,
for it all.
yes. That everybody's understanding of
I
the
mean, that makes
conversation?
sense to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that that's what was happening and I wasn't off on,
The whole thing has been very confusing. And yes, so the intention here is, as a committee, to determine whether everything that we're doing will be pushed off to a special town meeting where we may vote on acquisition of 125, and we will vote on the entire project for the public safety building,
Okay.
the complex.
at the other meeting, it sounded like they were pushing things off to like the future sometime and
No, I don't think so.
I thought that we decided, or they decided, to rule out the parcel, the chopped up parcel. And that's what our article was. And I thought we were talking about eliminating that idea, right?
Right.
For the annual town meeting.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm in favor of that. And I think it's wise, like I said downstairs, I feel it was awkward having these two things simultaneous that could affect each other with no clear rudder in the water kind of thing. But it also buys us more time to do a more solid job of educating the public.
So important, yeah.
I feel rushed. I do.
Right, I
feel.
think they're taking our articles out and putting theirs in,
Correct.
basically.
And that buys us time to do a
Right.
better job with everything.
Right.
And after annual town meeting, we'll know what we're working with, right? We'll know exactly what our path forward is. John?
So if I understand this, if everything goes well, the town votes to buy the whole enchilada, then we have flexibility as to where to put the facility.
We do.
And we have plenty of time to put that by HKT, and they may have some suggestions on that as well.
So it almost gave us 3 more months to plan and educate. That's how I look at it, because everything else should remain the same essentially, right?
Yeah.
So it just gives us more
All this work is not for
time.
nothing.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah.
If the land had been, if it had been clear to where we were going to put it, and there weren't any of these acquisition issues that we faced about negotiating what's going to be donated and what's going to be purchased and what the price is and what the, appraisal's going to be, all of that, if it was just plain, oh, here's the property, we would be farther along in terms of going to an annual town meeting for this. But that delayed everything, really. It just...
We lost the winter
Yeah.
to land negotiations, moving nowhere.
And that was your concern all along?
It is. It was. So now we have the time to do a good job to persuade.
Much better, yeah.
Oh, we have time to do a good job.
A good job is right. Strive for it.
For the sake of efficiency and moving along to our beds, is there any further discussion? And if not, can I have a motion to,
I'll make a motion to remove the 2 articles regarding purchase of the property and additional money for design.
Second.
Who's that, Barry?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstain? Okay, so that's unanimous. So that, I think we can have a collective sigh of relief.
Yeah.
So moving on, did most people have a chance to review the video?
Yes.
What are you, good job, Barry, right?
Only half of it.
And good job, chief. And
Oh, of
good job,
course, I mean,
chief.
yes, absolutely, I thought
I
everybody
think
did it.
the second one went better than the first one.
I hate being on camera anyway,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, I
no matter
know.
how you look
Jackson-
at it by self-evaluation, it's always worse probably than it is, but
Jackson did a great job
he did,
editing.
he did.
Well, I think everyone, I think Denise did a terrific
Yes.
job, she
Yeah.
was articulate, so.
Was that Denise in handcuffs being led?
No,
No,
that was our admin.
I wondered if that was.
No, that was our
That's a nice
admin.
person at the front desk. She's always so helpful.
That was her,
What's her name? What's her name?
Cheryl Kelly.
Cheryl.
You have to save that video for her retirement.
I know. I'm surprised she volunteered to do it. I didn't think she was gonna volunteer, but she did.
Well, for the half of it that I saw, I haven't seen you yet, but I think anybody that sees that is
Absolutely.
hands down, yeah, really good.
Very persuasive.
Some of the minor things, like even the opening scene of the police station showing all the mold and cracks on the old town hall was, and then you pointed out.
The ceiling
crumbling.
tiles,
I know, that's
you have
amazing.
to look at every day. It's
And the
unbelievable.
water coming up through the drain pipe, I mean, and the no hot water in the station, it's all just, it's so
How can we do that
overwhelming.
to our public service? I mean, that's
Yeah, right.
frustrating, it's very embarrassing.
So do you think that we should do a sign-off with Jackson on this? Is it where we want? Now, as I said yesterday, Denise wondered if she could end with a little stronger statement about, now you can see the conditions, the substandard conditions that are,
Question, has Scott seen the video?
well, did you send it to him? I was gonna
I sent it while I was here. I was sending it to everybody. I don't know if I.
I think we
don't
need
know if I
to hear
sent
from
it to
him
Scott.
as to, the persuasive aspect.
Yeah, that is true, and I was gonna, so we'll have to check.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
check
I
that?
can. Yes, I can. Yeah.
I went to do it this morning and then saw that you had done it during
Yes.
our meeting and didn't think to look, but he should definitely see it.
But could it be posed to Scott that if Denise spoke and said something like, I'm a private citizen, I've really never been in any of these stations, and this is my opinion, not the committee's opinion. Could she phrase it that it was her?
So Scott would have to answer that.
Yeah.
So I sent it to his town admin, the town admin general email, not S. Zabek. And I know he's trying to transition entirely to S. Zabek, so I'll let him know that it's on that.
Okay.
That it's on that. But I'll send it to him again anyway. So he may not have seen it because he's trying to transition from the general town
And is
administrator.
there one gonna be a shorter one? Like, are they gonna pare one down for
That's
different, to
purposes.
be, different aspects that people would view it?
East Hampton could sandwich in a smaller piece in between other segments, that kind of thing.
Right, yeah, I mean, just for a video on your phone, if you click on it, that's a long video.
Yeah.
If someone just wants to,
And someone brought that up about
Scott
taking
did.
this- Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is a good idea.
And I'll also mention something else about, like a 1 minute or thing for like a TikTok, I don't know what that is,
Yeah.
but apparently.
It's a short video. It's a short
Or
video.
it's a tie.
But, that's what a lot of people, maybe they just need something quick because they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
I can certainly ask him. We have to make sure we don't go beyond the parameters of how much we're
Right.
paying them because I think he's putting in more work than I think he expected.
Sure.
So I just wanna, I think it's
Okay.
great, it's important, but
Yeah, I just
I'll have to ask him where,
reiterating what
if
Scott
that'll
said.
cost additional money.
You also, I think, or Mr. Rich, what's his name?
John Richards?
John, yeah, talked about a QR code.
Mhm.
And would that come out of John, or would that come from East Hampton Media that could go on the brochure?
No, the QR code would just bring you right to
Right.
our town website, which will have the video on it.
Oh, I see. It
So
would-
that'll bring,
town
that
website.
should be able to focus everyone right to all the resources
Okay.
on the town website,
I gotcha. So there wouldn't be a specific one for the video?
I mean, it's possibly could,
I
but
think he mentioned one for the video.
Video as well.
One for the town site,
Yeah.
that way,
That would
you know,
be
if you want
something-
to see the video, because people might not want to pour through
Right.
the town site,
yeah,
or they just wanted
Yeah.
to see the video.
yeah, we could do that. I could ask, you know.
Yeah,
we could
and that's
ask-
impactful,
Yeah.
the video by itself, so, yeah.
So I will ask East Hampton Media if that's, falls within the parameters of what we asked for, but it might, like I said, I think he's been doing a lot of work beyond what I think the scope was originally, so
Is that something we got money to
I don't know.
pay him to, if he, you know, if he's maxed out, he's, I don't want to have.
I'd have to, I'll look at, see what we had for the state funding, everything kind of depends on that. I think we're in a surplus of going forward. I mentioned the number before, I think between what was earmarked, there may be some flexibility. I'd have to look at the numbers again.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll go through Scott, obviously, the town administrator as well.
So if Scott approves it, is there anything that this committee would like to see added or changed? Or do we all agree that it is it's fine?
I think it's good.
I think,
I
I
do too.
agree with as is. If she wanted to do a little ending and it was approved to give a little more impact, that'd be fine.
Yeah, but otherwise, because I would never have picked that up. One thing I had wondered is if she could add in, and you too could tour the station, make the opportunity known on the film that the public also has the opportunity to go into the stations. But then I thought afterwards, maybe that shouldn't go in the film, but could be made known at the forum. I don't know, but it would be nice to let the public know that they too could see the stations for themselves.
Well, if they don't want to, if we don't want to burden Jackson any further, maybe a little graphic on the TV could say something like that.
Right. Look, I'll get the temperature from Jackson on things, because, you know, I know he did express that he wants to get this done, you know, so I think it's probably, maybe that's because he's got a lot on his plate, I don't know.
Right.
But I'll reach out to him, I'll give him a phone call and see what his thoughts on it. He might just say, we can't, I've already done too
Yeah.
much.
Sounds like it could be a lot of work.
You know, I don't know, that's the thing, I don't know if it's just a cut and paste but, you know, he has put a lot of work into it, obviously.
Oh,
He's done such a
obviously.
great job.
Yeah, okay. So, just thinking on my feet, this is not my best time of day. So we won't get too much into the public forum, but for general blocking out, I thought Chief and I will host it. And after a brief introduction of history of what's gone on when we started, etc., then I thought showing the film and then so that gives existing conditions, and then having HKT speak, both about the same amount of time, and then opening it up to questions and hopefully educating ourselves about what the concerns and questions and hurdles are that we face and that need to be answered.
One thought would be to have blank pieces of paper or pieces of paper that just had very minimal printing on them. Please put your questions and comments here. You need not sign your name. And some of those questions, some people choose not to stand up to a mic. Secondly, that would help, people might write a comment that you would collect later, and it could help the committee get a flavor for what's happening.
Yeah, and I think we did speak of giving out index cards or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And I also think that maybe we should, if we get bios from everybody, because this is a pretty diverse group with it seems like it's very strategically put together, right? You have people from all different disciplines to make this committee so valuable, and I think it's important that we put that out there, you know.
Oh, you mean bios of the
Of the committee members.
The
Just
pictures?
something, no, just something short, you know?
Written or stated?
Just, or stated, you know?
Well, I
Or how we
assumed-
introduce it, you know,
Right.
Okay.
themselves as, you know, we have a lot of experience in different aspects of this, and I think it's important for the community to know that this wasn't just put together by, you know, a group of people that hung out at a pub on Thursday nights, you know what I mean? This is.
Oh, yeah?
Is part of your introduction going to be to walk them through our whole thought process as far as how we strategize?
Well, HKT is going to be doing that some, and we have not, as a committee, sat down and done anything to plan this public forum, and that's what next Monday's meeting
Come up
is
with an
for. So
outline.
we have to do a lot of work
I won't
next,
be here.
I know you're not going to be here, next Monday, but we don't want to be redundant with what either the video or HKT are going to say. So I thought an introduction of all the members would be important to that. And
I think
maybe-
that's what I meant, you know,
Yeah.
just so they have an understanding of some of the background here. This is a lot of background.
There is, and maybe everyone could speak it themselves.
Right,
Have the
Yeah.
opportunity if you don't take more than a minute. Oh, Mark, did you want to go longer than that? So we will, I'm not sure how we're feeling about doing too much tonight, so.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing, if you're ready for another thought, just take a moment. And that's, remember, I kind of blew you guys off about putting what the words would say for the signs, but I do have a draft on that, unless you would like that to be decided by Chris and Scott.
Well, why don't you just?
Well, it's just, if we can get it on, and there's always minimal amount of space on that sign. I'm talking about the one at the corner by the post office. Sound the alarm for public safety, a community meeting, April 10th, 7 PM, Norris School. That's kind of enough to just say it's the community meeting. And if we can't get it all on there, just say a community meeting for public safety, April 10th, 7 PM, Norris School. It's not it's not complicated.
It's good.
Okay.
One comment, you say public safety, I mean, we're so, is this something, public safety complex, is it just about public safety?
Well, I kept
Right.
it just to public safety. It isn't, it hasn't in this iteration of the committee been called a complex, right? We've
Oh,
only called it a
building.
building.
Right.
Formally, it was called a complex in the previous group. Am I right about that, when the vote failed?
Yeah.
We've been calling it a building. Building's a long word,
Yeah.
you know, and if you get too much on there, I don't know, you've probably driven by there many times, Mark, and gone, jeez, I can't even read the darn thing. It's got-
You don't think it should be more specific to a building or a complex though? Because if you just say public safety,
Yeah.
It'll
that
bring
could be
people out.
anything.
It'll bring
True.
people out.
Yeah.
But
And you gotta put
You need the word building.
I think you need building.
All right.
building or
Yeah.
complex.
Well, then we
yeah.
have to try to
Because
get
that's
it on
where
there.
people are gonna think, oh, this could impact my taxes, right? Building, not just public safety.
Well, public forum would be shorter than community meeting.
Okay,
True.
all right. Forum for the public safety building. Okay. April 10th, Norris School,
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
You wanna get that out probably pretty soon. if you
Yeah,
can.
well, we only have it starting on the 31st.
31st.
There's something
okay.
else up there right now.
Okay.
And then the senior center presentation is on the 18th. And I talked to the senior center director today, Christina. She thinks one of their staff people, Kate, and you know Kate, is real capable with, like, you know, booting up the YouTube video onto the television. And there's another event in there till 11 that morning. This thing starts at 11:30, so you can't even show up before like 11:10 or 11:15. A couple of people said they might be able to help put chairs in and whatever if you're around. A lot of you are not available during the daytime. And then we have no idea how many people are coming, but she's going to put a clipboard there to sign it. It's in the newsletter for the senior center that just came out this week. So hopefully we'll get people for that. Fingers crossed. And I am going to give email addresses for a couple people that could probably send out email notices regarding the forum. And I just don't know what else to do. I will be available by email. And that's all. I won't have my computer with me where I'm going. So I won't be able to forward any documents or anything like that, but I'm going to send John the information on the minutes and Task 7 and FAQs. I'll send them to you too, so at least have them if there's edits that need to be made on that, okay?
Yeah.
And I won't be at the meeting on Monday, so.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
You
and
bet.
have a good trip.
Thank you very much.
So, could I have a volunteer to contact Jim Lumber about this sign? And
He's the member of the Lions Club that manages the sign right down here that says Lions Club. You know, it's right in front of the town hall.
And if not, I can do it, but I just thought if somebody else would, I can provide the number. Cindy provided it to me. So it would be just contacting and see if we could have the use of this sign, like April 1st, or see when it's available to get the messaging out about the public forum.
I can do it, Christina, you know, that's not a problem.
Well, I
reach
can
out.
too, you've got a lot on your plate. You've been dealing with Jackson that whole time, okay. Unless
Do you want
there's
me to do that tomorrow? I can do
No,
it
you pack your bags, Cindy.
Okay.
Do you have help putting the letters up on the sign?
Well, it's going to be, you didn't hear last night, Scott and Chris were going to do it, but frankly, I don't want Chris on a stool. that's
Yeah,
all.
if they bail or if you need help.
Well, they're not Bill. Why don't you connect with one of them, Barry, if you want to help on that?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
Do you know when you're gonna be doing it yet?
Well, I know it's available the 31st to us, and we have to go to Muriel Belanger's house and pick them up.
Right.
And she's expecting someone to be in touch with her, and I provided the phone number for her.
Well, I'm just thinking when you're physically there, I could maybe help out.
Well, I won't be
Cindy's
there.
gonna be gone.
I won't be there. I'm leaving this Friday.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, that's
So-
why Chris and Scott said they would do it, and that's why you talk to Chris or talk to Scott. Yeah, that'd be great. You could probably do it without a stool. The problem is the top row, you know, it's just hard to reach, but you're nice and tall, so. Okay.
Anything else, Chief? Can you think of anything else?
No, I'm tapped.
I know. I think we all are. So our next meeting is Monday, April 1st. No other business. Any other business that can't wait? Chief is almost out of his chair.
Ready.
He's been working since 6 a.m. You've been working 6 a.m. You've been working 6 a.m.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.